Hey everyone, this is Thatch. Just as a reminder for everybody, if you want to listen to full PuCL, you can always go over to the main feed and do that. However, if you also are just interested in listening to trivia, remember this happened late 2016, early 2017, so Toucan is definitely an answer, but unfortunately Stack Attack isn't. But I hope you enjoy this trivia segment. Welcome to PuCL's PokeQuiz, the segment of the show where we quiz your co-hosts on their innate Pokemon knowledge. So, of course, that means no web browsers, guys. You have to use what's in your head noggins. There are going to be 5 questions. One of these questions is going to have a bonus point. On top of that, you get 1 hint to use throughout all 5 questions. But if you get all of the questions correct and you do not use the hint, you can use that hint and cash it in for an extra point. These questions, I think, are personally easier than typical ones. So,
right.
Well, I mean, Whimsicott is like...
I've also been really awful at writing questions recently, because, like, it's been an average of, like, 3 points per round.
No, but Whimsicott is like, essentially, you hear me talking, but it's a prodigy of science. I'm actually sleeping right now.
It's like a Kamala. All right, so...
Yeah, exactly. I'm a Kamala.
All right, so, if you guys are ready, I'll ask you the first question. I'm gonna lob you guys a softball here, and I'm gonna ask you question number 1. Their Pokemon are classified as many different things. Some of them are absurd, like Blastoise being referred to as the shellfish Pokemon.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
So you can imagine there's some absurd ones. So, what Pokemon is classified as the legendary Pokemon? There's one
Arcanine.
Pokemon.
Yep.
Is that your final answer?
It's at least
Yes.
it's Arcanine, or maybe it's another one as well. But Arcanine is at least one that is the legendary Pokemon. Yes,
That is correct.
because as a lot of people probably know, Arcanine was intended to be one of the like legendary trios. But they're like, well, we got 2 birds. Let's throw another bird in there.
Yeah, they just made another
Everyone
bird.
says this all the time. I haven't yet found definitive proof that this is the case.
There was
The
an
anime doesn't
interview.
count.
There was an
Okay,
interview
good.
somewhere. I'll have to find it. I'll find it for you, because there was
Thank you,
there was like an early interview. It might have been in a magazine or something at the time.
That would
Because
give me immense peace of mind.
but that is the first question, and that is very easy for you guys. I figured that
Whoa,
was a
internet high
softball.
five.
Yeah, okay, so moving on then. This gets a little bit tougher. So we all know that Gen 3 was the worst.
No,
Lies.
no, we don't.
We're all right. We know it's the worst.
Lies.
In Generation 3, this is like a horrible question. Like, it's really cheap. What was the only Generation 3 Pokemon that begins with the letter I? There's only one of them introduced. Only one of them introduced with the letter I.
Okay, let me think.
Yeah, I'm thinking about this as well, because there were a lot of really interesting names there. Like you have your Absol, you have like I almost want to say like Kecleon because it was an iguana.
See, my actual name starts with I, and so I was once looking up Pokemon that share my initial, but I don't remember what they were, apart from Igglybuff, which is not a Gen 3 Pokemon.
No,
Let me go through the Gen 3 Pokédex really, really quick.
yeah,
You do have the hint as well.
we do have the
Yeah,
hint.
but I think we should go like 58 seconds, and then if we don't have it, we ask for the
Okay.
hint. And
Well,
for the extra minute.
it's almost time. It's almost time.
What?
Yeah,
That's impossible. Okay.
it's been about a minute.
I should know this. I played a lot of Gen 3.
I'm gonna need an answer, or you can use the hint, obviously, to extend your time.
Do we want to use the hint? Yes.
I might as well. I mean, we don't have an answer right now.
It's a
And
bug
we
type.
Okay. Illumise.
There it is.
All right, so that is correct. So that is 2 points right now. So you guys are doing well, but you've used the hint. Okay, so question number 3. So we're gonna go back to Pokemon classifications. You can guess which Bulbapedia page I was on today with these questions.
These are actually very hard, except for the Arcanine one.
So typically, when a Pokemon changes its form in the Pokedex, it retains its Pokemon classification. it'll retain it. Like Mega Blastoise is still the shellfish Pokemon. Except in one case. And there is one Pokemon that, upon changing forms, has its Pokedex classification change. What is this Pokemon that has multiple Pokedex classifications?
I am pretty sure it's Zygarde. What do you think, Snag?
That's a good idea because it has 3 different ways it can go, and it's hugely different.
Because its classification is the order Pokemon. But I don't know that Zygarde complete form is the order Pokemon. I'm not sure it is.
I can't say for sure necessarily. And by forms, you're talking about megas or just changing forms in general?
Yes. Yes. Like the Zygarde forms count. Like just forms count. Different.
Another one that comes to mind as a possibility would be Kyurem. But,
okay.
Like, that's not something I know. That's just something that would make some sense.
Yeah, I'll just share this with you as my first thought. For me, Shaman came to mind right away. That was my thought, but I mean, they're all good possibilities, I think.
Let's see. Pokemon that have forms and that it would make sense for them to change.
I think whatever you feel most confident with, Whimsicott, we can go with.
My vote would be Zygarde, but there's no guarantee here.
Let's go with it.
That is unfortunately incorrect.
Sorry.
The answer is actually Hoopa. When Hoopa changes its form, it goes from the Mischief Pokemon, and its unbound form is known as the Jin Pokemon. So Zygarde does keep the order Pokemon classification throughout its forms.
Yeah, I wouldn't have gotten that, but
no, never. I don't like.
If you watch the anime, you would know that. Honestly,
I don't watch the anime.
If you watch the anime, because in the XYZ anime, which I do suggest you watch because it is actually very good, is there you have 2 Zygarde cores, and they both are talking about different philosophies of keeping order with each other. It's really interesting if you go with that. But yeah, you can check that out. Yeah, because one of them has an idea of how to maintain order versus the other one, and there's conflicting ideologies between these 2 Zygarde cores.
Speaking of which, folks, you can find all these.
That's on Netflix.
Yeah, XYZ, as well as the Hoopa movie and the Diancie movie are all on Netflix right now.
Neither of those movies are worth watching. Just as a heads up.
The Hoopa one's okay.
The Hoopa one, Hoopa's voice. That's almost Keldeo level. Almost Keldeo. It's pretty bad. But okay, moving on. Question number 4. This one's worth 2 points. 1 for each answer. So, there are several regions throughout Pokemon. We have several in spin-off games. We have several in the main series games. We got new locations in those and remakes. But in the anime, there are 2 exclusive regions in the anime. What are they?
The Orange Islands.
Yep.
And I stopped watching the anime then, so.
Let me think about this here. Yeah, I can't think of one. In some way or another, I've seen all of them. Thatch, are you able to clarify? Are we just talking about
these are anime exclusive regions? Yeah,
and these are just ones that have featured Ash.
Yeah. Only mainline anime. This isn't we're not talking Chronicles or anything.
Okay,
which is an amazing series, by the way.
I might be completely wrong, but I'm thinking in order for a region to count as a region, it should have a league.
Okay.
No.
Do you remember any league that's not?
I just said no.
No? Okay.
I just said your criteria is wrong.
I didn't hear you. I'm sorry.
Okay. So this is a region that doesn't have a league necessarily, and the only thing I could think about is the Battle Frontier, but I assume that technically happened in Hoenn. And I wouldn't be able to name the region. I would have no clue right now. So let's just take a 1 point with Orange Islands.
That is correct.
And we can make up a name. The the Fiji archipelago.
Yep.
Okay, so it's correct on one account with the with the Orange Islands. It's incorrect with the, what did you call them? The Fiji-ish Islands or whatever. That is incorrect.
The
They were
as in Fiji Berry archipelago.
so it was an archipelago still. The second one. The second one was the Decoller Islands.
I actually knew this at one point in my life.
Wow.
Yeah, those was also an anime exclusive region. There were some fun adventures that happened in that one. Ash actually got his Charizard back for that, and it was really cool. That happened right after Unova. It was because they're just like, oh, black and white. Okay, we're waiting for a new game. Let's go somewhere, and that's what was going on. So that gives you guys 3 points for the day. I hope you get one more because I'm trying to get the averages back to 4. So
We'll try.
this next one's the stat question, as I ask every week. I let you guys pick the type, as I always let you guys pick the type now. So we're talking about fairy-type Pokemon. What fairy-type Pokemon are tied for the highest base defense stat of all fairy-type Pokemon? If you just get one, you get the point. You don't need both.
Okay.
One is Tapu Bulu, I think.
Base defense, as I said.
And the other might be Mega Mawile, but let's think about it. Fairy types,
I'd say Bulu sounds like a good one. Mega Mawile sounds like a good one.
yeah, they just make a lot of sense, but I want to make sure I'm not forgetting something really obvious. I mean, when you think about fairy type tanks, they're usually especially bulky. So
yeah. I say you might know better than I would. But what about like Spritzy or Swirlix or their evolved forms?
especially defensive, all of them.
Okay.
Like Sylveon is especially defensive, Florges is especially defensive.
Yep.
Spritzy's evolved form might be on the list, but I just don't see it reaching Tapu Bulu and Mega Mawile.
Okay. So should we? I assume we can only submit one of these.
You just submit one. It'll count. Whichever, if they're tied or whatever. That's fine.
Okay. Well, I assume since you are, not to give too much of your gym team away, but since you're running one of the Tapu Bulu, let's run with that.
That is unfortunately incorrect.
Oh, no.
As if Bulu does have a high defense stat, I think it's like base 115. Mega Mawile's base 125. But even better than that is Carbink tied with Deontay. For base 150.
See, there was something we were forgetting.
Yeah.
And so those are correct. So you guys get 3 points for the day. That still changes the ladder, fortunately, because I'm only giving away 3 points a week right now, apparently. So keep that in mind. Only one of you is past 10 at this point.
That's me.
I've just added in sound effects because I didn't stop it. Okay, we stopped it. All right, so we're gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and sort these. So currently the standings are Snag in first place with 12 points. We have Jushiro in second place with 8 points. Maximus in third with 7. Scrawn in fourth for 7. He's tied with Maximus for third. Whimsicott, you're in fifth place all by yourself with 6 points. Bo is in 6th with 5, Dr. Shamu in 7th with 4, Viger in 8th with 3, and Gator in 9th with 2. So that is it, guys. That is it for this week of PokeQuiz PokeQuiz. And on to PokeQuiz PokeQuiz. PokeQuiz PokeQuiz is a section of the show where we go and quiz your co-host on their innate Pokemon knowledge. So that, of course, means, guys, you can't use browsers, no internet. You got to use what's in your noggins. We're going to have 5 questions. You get 1 hint to use for all 5 questions, if you're getting stuck. One of these questions will have an extra point attached to it. And then if you answer all of the questions correctly, you will also get, a bonus point if you cash in the hint and you don't use it. So if you guys are ready, we will go ahead and do this. Are you guys ready?
See.
All right. So, question number 1. We all know Looker. Looker is the guy that just shows up. He works for the International Police. People think he's from Gen 1. But he's been showing up ever since Gen 4, consistently. He's in every generation. And so it turns out that in canon, Looker has a partner Pokemon. You see... Who is that partner Pokemon?
I'm pretty sure it's Krogunk. It's the only one I've seen him with.
Is that your final answer?
For me, it is. I don't think.
Yeah.
I don't.
Oh yeah. Sorry. I thought it was just. I thought we knew that. I thought it was just obvious.
Oh, okay. So that is correct. You guys get 1 point for that. So you're off to a good start today. Okay, so let's have fun. Let's have fun with this next one. You got this one. You probably won't get this next one. So Pokemon cries have an interesting history. A lot of them have been reused. A lot of them have just been garbled and reused for many Pokemon. But it turns out we've never actually thought about the length of the Pokemon cry. I always thought it was standardized. Turns out it's not. They can all be different lengths. And there's one of them that is the longest in general, and it belongs to one of the Pokemon involved in a starter line. So which Pokemon in a starter line has the longest cry?
Shoot.
It has the longest cry of all Pokemon, by the way. So you of course have a. I'll give you the fact that it's a final evolution of a starter.
Oh, it's
Thank
final
you.
level.
Yeah. Just said,
I'll narrow it down to 21 Pokemon for you.
because I've never really thought about the Pokemon cry.
One of them, yeah, they get long. It turns out.
I don't think like Cricketune or Cricketot, like those ones that were long. I'm like, yeah, something longer than that.
Not the longest, actually. One of them's longer.
I know, that's what I'm saying, but I'm thinking like, so it's gotta be longer than those two there.
Mm-hmm.
Is there one that goes doo 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 doo? Like something like that? There has to be one that goes like that long.
Of course, you still have the hint as well, so.
It's actually hard. Let's see.
Well, let's just break it down, I guess. Just based on who we think, because usually some of them are just like a quick roar.
Yeah. Was Superior long? I'm really thinking Superior right now. Like, I'm trying to I'm trying to put them on my head, and I can't remember the sounds exactly.
I haven't seen some of them in a game in a long time.
Yeah, I don't think of that new one. I don't want to have an old.
I'm gonna need an answer. You can also use the hint and get more time.
I don't know if we want to use the hint right now. I'd rather use that as a bonus question. Can we just say Superior? Just why not? Unless you have another option.
Just guess.
Okay.
That is unfortunately incorrect. You guys got the right generation, though.
Is it like Samurott or?
It is actually Samurai. Yeah, Samurai's cry is 2.099 seconds long. The longest Pokemon cry in existence currently. So that's interesting. I just saw that little tidbit. I'm like, wow, that's really random. All right, so this next question is the one that's worth 2 points. So back in Gen 4, the story included a series of multiple trainers called Stat Trainers because each of them specialized in each of them had a partner Pokemon that you would do multi battles with throughout the game.
Oh.
And they're called stat trainers. Cheryl in Eterna Forest, Riley on Iron Island, Buck on Stark Mountain, Mira in Wayward Cave, and Marley on Victory Road. That's the 5 stat trainers that existed in the games. I don't know exactly why they're called stat trainers, but it's kind of a fun fact. So I want to know, out of these stat trainers, which ones were the ones that you get 1 point for naming the trainer that specializes in the attack stat, and 1 point for specializing in the trainer that specializes in the special attack stat.
Okay. So,
I'll be perfectly honest. I am.
Mira had special attack, and then attack would have been, I believe, I think Marley. I'm thinking with the twin, the pink-haired one, which is special attack. She had a Kadabra, and then Marley had I think she had an Arcanine. So I would think she's attack. I think had more attack than Lucario, because Buck had a Claydol. I remember that. Buck had a Claydol. Cheryl had a Chansey. Riley with Lucario. So I would say Mira for special attack with the Kadabra, and then Marley with attack with the Arcanine. Because Arcanine had like 130 base attack, right? It's pretty high. I'm thinking, shoot. I can't remember Arcanine's base attack. I don't know if Arcanine or Lucario was higher. I want to say Arcanine has like above 100 or 110, but I can't remember if Lucario has above 110 or not. I'm like, shoot.
You have the hint as well.
Yeah. I think Arcanine's attack. Because I think Clano would be defense, Lucario would be speed, and then Chansey would be special defense. So I want to go say Mira for special attack and Marley for attack. I'm going to say that's my final.
Are you good with that, Maximus, as well?
I am perfectly fine with it because I have no idea what's going on right now with this question.
All right. So that is correct on one account and incorrect on the other.
Okay.
I believe. Let me double check. Let's do some live fact checking. So the way they are listed, Lucario is actually the attack one with Riley. But however, Mira does have Kadabra, so she is obviously special attack. Though Arcanine, I'm pretty sure, does have a higher attack stat, so I don't know. And Lucario has a higher speed stat, so it should be flipped. You are on the right train of thought there. I don't know why they are listed in such a way. It could be incorrect, but that's the way it's listed on Bulbapedia, and we're going to say that is law.
What has Bulbapedia been law? They've done a lot of stuff wrong before, especially Mantike. Scran knows that very well.
Tailwind Mantike. Okay, so that gives you guys 2 points for today. We'll keep moving on, though. So next question number 4. So spin-off games, we have a lot of spin-off games in Pokemon because they print money. And so one spin-off series, only one spin-off series so far, though, has actually shared in-game overworld sprites with a main series core main series game. What was it? It actually
one spin-off?
Yeah, one spin-off.
Okay, spin-off.
It's series versus spin-off is kind of iffy in this situation. But yeah, I mean,
it's a section of games and not just one game.
You do have a hint as well.
Let's see.
You guys can just use it because the next one's the stat question.
Let's just use the hint. I'm thinking it's actually pinball, but
let's use the hint, I guess.
So this was okay. So the hint is going to kind of give it away, but so there were 2 games in this series, but one of them wasn't released in the U.S.
Oh, isn't it the trading card game then?
That would be the trading card game.
Yeah. Because the Team Rocket one didn't get released in America.
Yeah, and that sounds right. Yeah, because the sprites in the game were like from Gen 1, I believe, or something similar. Yeah, let's say trading card game.
That is correct. The trading card game is in fact the series with that. So good job. You guys have 3 points. So next question. This is the space stat question that I ask you guys every week. So I let you guys select the type as I've been letting everybody do. So the type that you guys have selected this week is ice. So I want to know which ice type Pokemon has the highest base defense stat.
I had a feeling defense was going to be asked.
Isn't that Avalugg? Shamu, isn't that Avalugg?
Oh, it is Avalugg. Yeah, it's Avalugg.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah, that's my final.
That is correct. That is 4 points for the day for you guys. Avalugg has the highest base defense, I believe, with base 130 or something like that.
I think 120, 130 or something.
Yeah.
The special defense is crap.
No, it's actually base 184. My bad.
Oh, okay. Oh, no difference. Just
no difference. Just like I was only 54 points off. It's whatever. But yeah, Avalugg is he's actually in the top 6 of defense. Fun fact. So that's good for you guys. You guys are at 4 points today. Let me update the sheet while we're at it and give everybody their proper points. Maximus, you made a move today. Oh God, I forgot to turn off the sounds. And Shamu, you also make a move today. So let me go ahead and type in the data. And we're gonna go. Okay, so the new standings are in, guys. First to 30, obviously. Nobody has a lot of points. It's a good spread right now. So Snag is in first place with 12 points. Maximus, you're in second place now with 11 points.
Nice.
Jushiro and Dr. Shamu are tied for third place with 8 points. Scrawn is in fifth with 7. Whimsicott in sixth with 6 points. Bo is in 7th place with 5 points. Viger in 8th with 3. And Gator bringing up the rear with 2. So that is it for this week's episode, or this week's segment of PUCL's PokeQuiz. And welcome to PUCL's PokeQuiz, the part of the show where we quiz your co-host on their innate Pokemon knowledge. So you guys, of course, you have to lower your browsers, and you're going to have to use what's in your noggins, no longer just whatever's there. No internet knowledge, you have to know Pokemon today. So, as always, there are 5 questions. One of them will have a bonus point. You guys also get 1 hint to help you out with these questions. Now, if you do get all of the questions correct without using that hint, your hint turns into a magical other point for a maximum total of 7. However, nobody has been able to do that in quite a while, so I would not worry about that 7th point. So if you guys are ready, I have all 5 questions ready for you.
I was ready. Then you started out all chipper-like, and I'm very, very worried.
Yeah,
all right, here we go.
Too excited for this. This isn't going to be good.
Nope.
Question number 1. Out of all unevolved Pokemon that evolve by a set level, which one evolves at the highest level? That is the question.
Oh, that has to be Zweilous. It doesn't evolve until it's like
so.
level 60 into Hydreigon.
Yeah, because
That is like ridiculously
another
high.
another one that evolves really, really high is like Volcarona, but
Yeah,
that is
Volcarona.
the one that is. Oh wait, you said all unevolved Pokemon, right?
Yes, I was
And
about to step
Zweilous-
in.
Zweilous is evolved, so
Oh, it is
it
evolved.
has to be. Yeah,
It has to be Larvesta then, to
it's
Volcarona.
Larvesta. Yeah.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
That is correct.
Whew, dodged the bullet there.
Larvesta is the answer. So that is 1 point for you guys so far. So you're on a roll.
I think I like Volcarona.
Okay, so
one of us was paying attention to the question.
so let's go back to Generation 4.
Yes.
There were
My interest.
There were two ways to get a surfing Pikachu outside of events. Like, we're not talking events because there were different events. This is something that would be similar between all of our countries. Outside of like going to an event and getting a surfing Pikachu, there were 2 ways to get a surfing Pikachu. Fun fact: this one is worth your bonus point. Let me know what the 2 ways to get a surfing Pikachu were in Generation 4 that weren't events.
Well, the first and obvious one was you get one through Pokemon Battle Revolution. That was one way. Because you
I
could
had
see
no
it
idea about that one.
because
other
it was
one,
you could
I
see
think-
him jump on the surfboard and start using surf in the game. That's why.
And
But the second one,
other one, I think it might have been from the Pokewalker.
The Pokewalker? I want to say
Maybe.
that's probably it because of Heart Gold and Soul Silver being out at the time Battle Revolution was still a thing, if it ever was a thing. So
I mean,
yeah, I think
I'm pretty sure I was convinced of this one and that it was wrong. But if we have no other idea, I would go with it.
I'll say through the Pokewalker and Pokemon Battle Revolution. That's how you got a surfing Pikachu.
That is correct on both accounts. So that's 3
Woo!
points. That is 3 points for you guys today.
High five,
That look-
Viger.
Virtual
That's-
high five, Pokemon to Pokemon. Yes.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Because those are the 2 ways: Pokemon Battle Revolution, and there was the Pokewalker path. This was technically an online event to download the Pikachu path,
Yes.
but you had a chance to catch a surfing Pikachu, also a flying Pikachu as well from that. On top of that, yes, Pokemon Battle Revolution. And you know why you can see the Pikachu jump on the surfboard in Pokemon Battle Revolution, Viger? You want to know why? Because Pokemon Battle Revolution was one of the laziest games ever produced.
Yeah, I was aware
and
that it was using all like ported animations from the
It was
Stadium
using.
games.
Everything was ported from their prior games except for the Gen 4 Pokemon. The Gen 3 Pokemon were ported from Coliseum, and the Gen 1 and 2 Pokemon were still ported from Stadium.
Well, you know what they say: reuse, renew, recycle, or however that order is supposed to be.
These were just
They're
like
being
that's probably.
environmentally friendly.
I'm so hyped for the Switch. I can't wait for it so that everybody can spectate things like super easy for these Switch games. I mean, but we do have Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon before then. But let's move on. You guys are on a roll. 3 points.
Yeah.
We're gonna keep talking about Gen 4.
Yes,
No.
yes.
And so it turns out
my interest.
that Gen 4 added a ton of evolutions to old Pokemon. And in their haste, because they added something like 29 Pokemon to evolution lines, They forgot to make some of these Pokemon easily available for players to attain and try out these new evolutions. Most of these were resolved with dual slot mode. You could put a Game Boy cartridge in the slot, and certain Pokemon would appear that typically wouldn't. So you could end up catching something like a Magby if you put Leaf Green in the slot. So I already eliminated one of these for you. However, one Pokemon is completely unobtainable to evolve unless you transfer it from a prior generation. Which Pokemon is that?
So it would be a Pokemon that got an evolution in Generation 4 and that you cannot find at all in Generation 4, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. It cannot be found in Sinnoh whatsoever, can only be used through the Poke Transfer system. I'm leaning more towards... No, Sneasel was in there.
I want to say... I want to say Tangela.
I want to say Tangela as well.
I'm probably wrong, but it makes sense.
We've technically got the bonus point. So, I mean,
there are 29 of them. We have a minute. We have half a minute by now.
Yes.
Ralph is there, so no. Magby, you told us essentially that you can get from the double slot, which makes me think that Elekid is.
Would be the same
you do have you do have Electabuzz in Gen 4. He used it all the time. Jinx didn't get an evolution, and you can get a Togepi in Soul Silver. So it's probably not. It's not a Gen 2 Pokemon, it's not a Gen 4 Pokemon. And
you can only get via transfer. What about Porygon? Or can you catch Porygon in Heart Gold Soul Silver for Porygon 2?
I'm gonna need an answer.
It's got to be either Tangela or Porygon.
Do you want to get the hint?
Sure. Give us the hint.
Oh man, I have to come up with a hint now. Okay, so I was expecting you guys not to use it. You were so close. Okay.
He gave me a doubt. I mean, he mentioned Porygon. Porygon is his thing, and then he didn't know. So
he wears shoes.
Okay.
Come on, wears shoes.
It's Tangela.
Yeah.
That's your final answer. Okay.
Yeah.
So the answer is Tangela/Tangrowth. That is correct. So that gives you guys 4 points today. You guys are doing really well. I mean, you guys are almost there. You guys you had it, and I was just like, yeah, just lock that in.
But then I said Porygon.
Yep.
It's Viger's fault. I never used Porygon.
I'm sorry for being skeptical.
You guys were close. Okay, so we're gonna shift gears back to Alola, something a little bit more modern. So it turns out all of the Oricorio forms, they change by sipping specific nectars, right? Mm-hmm. And all of these nectars can be found on islands. 3 of them are specifically found in meadows, because it turns out that the 4th island, where you cannot find the nectar in the meadow, doesn't have a meadow at all. Which island in Alola does not have a meadow?
Pawnee. It's just a wasteland, pretty much. Everything else is like tropical and lovely.
Wait.
I don't recall any meadows in Pawnee Island whatsoever.
Now, I want to take a moment, because there is an area in Pony, and I think it might be called a Pony Meadow. You might not remember it because
I didn't run Oricoro, so I didn't really care.
The flowers are not on the ground because they are wisterias, and they come down from the ceiling. It's a very pretty place. Do you remember a meadow with pink flowers? Because I remember a meadow with red flowers and a meadow with yellow flowers, but I don't remember a meadow with pink flowers. I'm sure it's Akala Island, because you get the nectars from the flower in front of the Royal Battle Dome. It's Akala Island.
Mm-hmm.
Is that your final answer?
So, Pawnee?
No.
Or Akala?
I say Akala. Viger, I'm gonna fight you on this.
All right. Well, I stopped you before, and then we lost the bonus points. So I won't stop you now.
And if I'm wrong, well, it's on.
Well, then then we're even.
Yeah.
So you're locking in Akala.
Yes.
That is correct. That is 5 points for you guys so far. Wow. Okay.
Jeez.
So So maybe I made them too easy today.
This wasn't very
You
easy.
said these questions. We were either going to love them or hate them.
Yep.
So-
Okay, so question number 5, the question I ask you guys all the time about base stats. So you guys chose the steel type this week, so I want to ask you guys, what steel type has the highest base HP of all steel types?
Okay, who's the incredibly bulky, hardy steel type? I'm thinking big, fat, metal-clad Snorlax, but
They usually have high defense, but high HP.
well, that's HP. Yeah. And again, I'm just trying to think of big, hardy steel types. End up in like the 300 plus health range when you get them up to level 100. I know Magnezone isn't that.
No, Magnezone is not.
I don't want to say Aggron either. He's just, but with Mega Evolution, that might.
Mega Evolution doesn't change HP.
It doesn't, right? It doesn't give you a health boost, right?
What about Dialga?
Dialga, maybe.
No.
But if that was the case, then what about Solgaleo?
Ooh, actually, Solgaleo is a very good answer. Yes, I like that.
Want to go with Solgaleo?
Yes.
Solgaleo it is.
That's your final answer. So Solgaleo is correct.
Yeah!
You guys,
Like, we're going with legendary. Then what about Solgaleo?
you guys got 6 points today. That's incredibly impressive, actually.
Yeah.
That changes up the scoreboard significantly. You guys are playing for what I believe are coasters because I haven't decided what they are yet. So let me go ahead and sort my column real quick. So currently the standings are Snag and Whimsicott are currently tied for first place with 12 points.
I'm tied with a trivia god. Wow.
In third place is Maximus with 11 points. Tied for fourth are Jushiro and Viger with 9 points apiece.
I'm coming for you, Jushiro. You better watch out.
He'll get a point automatically next week when the TCG cast.
Dang it!
Dr. Shamu is in 6th with 8 points. Scrawn in 7th with 7 points. Bo in 5th with 5 points. And Gator in 9th with 2 points. So there we go, guys. Keep it up. Just fight for those coasters.
Coaster War.
And welcome to PokeQuiz PokeQuiz, where we quiz your host on their innate Pokemon knowledge. So that, of course, means no browsers, guys. No internet. Just got to use what's in your noggins. Because both of you are, like, super far ahead of everybody else. Well, not super far, but you're ahead of everyone else. Please excuse the questions today. As I did,
you're not gonna get the to hand out those coasters by PokeCon like this.
I'm definitely not going to be able to, regardless of the scenario. So we're going to have to go ahead and just go with what we have. So I have 5 questions for you guys, as always. One of these will have a bonus point, and you get 1 hint to use throughout everything that you can later cash in for a point if you do not use it, and you get everything correct. So let's get into it. So if you're ready, of course.
Yeah,
I assume you are.
Let's do it.
So question number 1. These first 2 questions have to do with types, by the way. That was the general theme of the Bulbapedia pages I was hitting today. So the first question, though. So it turns out that if you look at the moves and you separate them by type, there is one type of Pokemon move that at minimum has 100% accuracy or is guaranteed to hit.
Normal.
What type is that? What type has no moves below 100% accuracy?
Ooh, okay. No, there we go. That's a different question. That's a different version.
Okay.
Okay. It's not dragon.
Nope, it's not. Ice.
It could be ghost. No, wait. What's the accuracy on lick?
I think that's 100%. That's a good question though. I feel like there's a ghost move that might not hit every time though.
Also, Nightshade is also 100%.
Okay.
Shadow Ball is 100%.
You know, you might be right on that.
I can't think of Omnious Wind. That's not a ghost move though, right? It is.
Or it is.
And it's not 100%.
Okay, so
There we go.
okay. So fire can miss, water can miss, ice can miss. Bug? No, there's
Bug
geez.
Bug can miss.
Okay. What about dark? Are there dark types? That might be it.
Dark has Nightshade. No, not Nightshade. Night Slash. That's not 100% though.
Okay.
Is it? It's not. I don't think it is, at least.
I don't know. What's your best thought? Because I think we're...
Yeah, you're about at time.
I'm gonna have to leave it to you, Snag. This is a video game question, and you know I'm TCG, so...
I'm gonna say dark.
That is unfortunately incorrect. I can think of one dark move that's not 100%. Snarl is actually Snarl's actually 95. However, you guys were on the right track. You guys were so close. It is actually Ghost. Because Ominous Wind is 100% accuracy.
It is? I thought it wasn't.
Nope, it is 100% accuracy.
I'm so sorry, that's my fault.
So that is
That's all right.
that's the first question. So let's move to question number 2. Question number 2 has a bonus point. So if you name both of the answers, you get 2 points. So also you guys have the hint. Remember, you have the hint always. Bug types are Pokemon, right? That's a Pokemon type. So it turns out that that generations are pretty mixed on adding them. So I want to know which generation added the most bug types and which generation added the least number of bug types. 1 point for each answer.
To be clear, do you mean by added, are you including Gen 1 with this, or...?
We can include Gen 1 with this, yes.
Okay. Which I think means it doesn't affect either answer, so... okay, so...
I'm making your lives easier.
Gen 7 had a lot of bug types.
Did that? Okay, so bug type is my least favorite type, so it's all on you, Snag. I'm sorry.
Okay, but I know like Gen 7 added a whole bunch of them. As maybe not as much in Gen 6. I want to say Generation 2 didn't have a whole lot though, because that had Spinarak and
the Volbeat and Illuminous.
That's Gen 3.
Oh,
that's Gen
sorry.
3. So, but Gen 2 had like the Spinarak and Ariados and Ladybell and Ladian. That might be the only bug types. Oh, that one also had Caesar though too. But still, 5's not that much. 5 is not that much. And Yanma. Okay, so now that's getting higher now that I start thinking about them.
Heracross too.
Yep, okay, good. Thank you for bringing that one up too. So maybe it's not Gen 2. Gen 3 had the 2 that you'd mentioned. Plus the
Cricket Talk is Gen 4?
That's Gen 4, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, geez. Gen 5 had a bunch. I don't think Gen 6 had many bugs, actually, because it had the Vivian line.
Mm-hmm.
And there's probably more than I'm forgetting, but...
I can think of anyone other than Vivian, honestly, for Gen 5.
Okay, so let's say Gen 6. Gen 6.
Okay.
So for let's say Gen 6 is the least, and what do you want to go with for the most?
I'm going to say Gen 2, maybe?
So we've counted at least 7 for that.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Gen 7 had more than 7 bugs, though. Let's say Gen 7.
Okay, then Gen 7. Okay, yeah, I'm totally good for that.
Okay, those are your final answers?
Yeah.
All right, so that is correct on one account, and then incorrect on the other. So you guys got the least number of bug types. That's Gen 6, because the only bug types introduced were Scatterbug and its evolutionary line. Yeah, it's that line.
Nailed that. All right.
The most bug types were added in Gen 5.
Really?
Typically, if you're looking for the most of anything being added, Gen 5 is a good answer because it added like 156 Pokemon.
Yeah, so because
you had a lot of Pokemon.
Line, it had the Scolipede line,
and the Volcanion, not Volcanion, Volcarona.
Volcarona, you had Genesect, you had Escavalier, you had...
We failed there, yeah.
Yeah, so you had a lot of bug types out of there. But you guys got 1 point, so that's good.
I'll take that.
So question number 3. What is the only legendary Pokemon that can be male or female as opposed to being locked to one gender or genderless? So that's the question. Is that your final answer?
Jushiro, do you have any disagreement with that?
Go for it, Ben.
Heatran.
That is correct. Heatran is the only legendary Pokemon capable of having both
I
genders.
would like to ask, please, more TCG questions.
There are no TCG questions today. I should start just asking you manga questions. I should start asking manga questions. That'd be fun.
That's the answer.
To be honest, I don't know why I know that, but I do know that.
That is the answer. So you guys got 2 points so far, so that's good. All right. So this question you might hate me for, mostly because I was digging the bottom of the barrel for trivia questions. So, lots of Pokemon have gender differences. Like Whoopers and Tenai are different between genders. Scissors appendixes are different lengths depending on whether it's male or female. That's a very not noticeable one, and stuff like that. So I want to know if you guys know the difference between a male and female Doduo.
Doduo,
yeah.
The beaks? Is it the beaks?
We have a hint. I think we should.
You want to use it?
Ooh.
I think so.
Okay.
I think
Go
so.
ahead.
This is probably the one to use it on, honestly. So it's let me come up with a good hint for this. We have this has to do with coloration. That's going to be the hint. It has to do with coloration.
Doesn't help me.
I mean, I guess the only thing I could say, Doduo is brown as far as I understand.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'd probably say the male has a slightly darker shade of brown.
Coloration of a certain body part, the specific body
the beak.
part.
And again, we'll go back to the beak.
It's the no. It's the neck. The neck is a different color. It's the neck.
Okay.
Is that the final answer?
Is that enough for the final answer?
I will accept that as
different color.
I will accept that as the final answer.
All right. Yeah. The neck is a different color.
That is correct. The neck is a different color. It's black for males, which was the original color for Doduo, and actually Dodrio's neck originally, before gender differences, was a brown color, and that's the color for the female Doduo now. So that's good. Okay, so that's 3 points for today, guys. We're gonna go on to the question that I ask you guys every week about stats, and you guys chose Ghost type this week. So I want to know what Ghost type has the highest base special defense. I made sure it wasn't Gengar.
You think it's Mega Banette? No, Mega Banette's sole attack.
Yeah, no, Mega Banette's a good idea because, like I said, it is attack. But see, Giratina has the HP. You know what? It's one of the more obvious answers after you think about it. Do you know what I'm thinking yet, Jushiro?
Which one?
It was banned in Gen 6, I'm pretty sure.
Give me a name.
It's Aegislash.
Ooh, okay. That sounds like a good... Yeah, that sounds
because specifically in Shield form, both of its defenses are 150, while in attack form, both its attack stats are 150. I'm pretty sure it's Aegislash.
Yeah, and Dusknoir is the other one I'm thinking about. His special defense doesn't even reach that. Yeah, you're 100% right.
Is that your final answer?
Yes, sir.
That is correct. It is Aegislash, and Jushiro actually mentioned the number 2 slot. It is Dusknoir. Dusknoir's
nice.
We got 2 points, right?
No, you get 1 point. So Aegislash is 150, base 150, and Dusknoir is actually following up behind in second with 135. That's pretty bulky actually for Dusknoir.
Yes.
The only problem is Dusknoir's HP sucks. It's like
Yes,
it's pretty bad. So that changes the scores here, obviously.
Nice job. This is like higher than the average from as of late.
Yeah, this is way better than as of late. I'm not gonna lie. So let me go ahead and type in these points without trying to make the music play in the background. And so this changes the scores though. It definitely does. We're gonna go Z to A. So there we go. So in first place is Snag with 16 points. In second place is Jushiro with 14 points. Followed up by Whimsicott in third place with 12 points. Maximus in fourth place with 11 points. Viger in fifth with 9. Shamu in sixth with 8. Scrawn in 7 with 7 points. Bocephus in 8th with 5 points. And Gator bringing up the rear with 3 points.
Thank you, Gator, because you've won 2 times in a row, so you can just sit this one out.
So Yeah, we're looking good here, guys. Looking good. I mean, you guys are starting to pull away too from the pack. Like the pack for a while was like all together. You guys are starting to pull away.
I got a couple weeks of summer left, so we'll see when school starts.
Virtual high five, Snag. Virtual high five.
Woo!
All right, so that is going to be it for PokeQuiz PokeQuiz this week. And on to PokeQuiz PokeQuiz. This is the segment of the show where we quiz your co-host on their innate Pokemon knowledge. They're playing up to 30 points, so first person to get 30 points wins. You guys are functioning as a team, as always. I have 5 questions for you. One of them has 2 answers, and one of them also... so one of them has a... actually, one of them doesn't have a bonus type. Oh, one of the... Okay, I see. I threw one. They do have bonus points, actually, so we're fine. I thought I didn't have bonus points, so I was just going to award you a magical point at some point. But it's fine. So... you guys get 1 hint. You can, of course, save that hint and get all of the questions correct to cash it in for an extra point. Just kind of like an extra, heck yeah, I'm really good at Pokemon knowledge. So, we're going to go ahead, though, and we are going to start it up if you guys are ready. We have 5 questions. Sir. These were all provided by Shamu and Fluffiest as a joint team. So, this first question...
in their attempt to hamper me from getting points.
Yes, because you are in the lead with 17 points right now. So.
I am, but then just remember, folks, in a couple months, Professor Snag is going to be teaching and will not be on the show as much.
Yeah, so we'll see.
Anyway,
you only need 13 points, so that's like 2 really good shows.
I could get halfway there today, right, Sublime?
Yeah,
that's the plan.
All right, here we go. So question number 1, brought to you by Fluffiest. So, which Pokemon region is the only one whose name was changed from the original Japanese for the international release of the games that feature it? So which...
Unova. I'm pretty sure that's Gen 5. I think I've heard that somewhere.
Is this your final answer?
Do you have any ideas, Snack? Because I'm 90% sure it's Unova.
I was going to work just through, because I know the first 4 are based off of real Japanese regions. I don't know, would there be anything about Alola potentially? I mean, if you feel really strong about it, I'm just thinking Alola... might have been up in the air. I don't know. Can you say the question one more time?
So which Pokemon region is the only one whose name was changed from the original Japanese for the international release of the games that feature it?
I think Unova has a different name in Japan.
Okay. I'll go along with you on that.
Okay, that's your final answer, Unova?
Yes.
That is correct.
All right, Gen 5 for the win.
Yeah, it's called issue in Japanese. I do remember this actually when it was dropped, because this was still back in the days before international release was synchronized. So Japan got the games 6 months ahead of time, and I remember that we got that name and then it changed completely when we got the game in the US. So this next question is from the Fluffiest Whimsicott as well. So what is the last Pokemon game to have its color match the color of its cartridge match its name? That is all you need to tell me.
I think it's Fire Red and Leaf Green, because they didn't do it for the DS games.
Actually, wouldn't it be Pokemon? It would be Pokemon Black.
Interest. Oh.
Or Black 2. I mean, if you, because the cartridges for the DS games are black. XY. Yeah, if you're talking about the actual color of the cartridge, not the sticker on it, I think that's the answer.
That's a very clever way of looking at it. I like that.
Is that your final answer?
So should we say black? I mean, Black and Black 2, or just Black 2 if you're...
Yeah. Sure, if you want to get technical, it would be Black 2, right?
Yeah.
Final answer?
Yes, sir.
That is correct. It turns out that it's only the Pokemon cartridges for the DS that were black. Fun fact. If you were to buy other DS cartridges, they were gray. They did it for Diamond and Pearl, they were still gray. And for Heart Gold Soul Silver, they started making them black, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Platinum is also gray. But when you get to Heart Gold Soul Silver, they're black, and Pokemon Black and White 2, they're black, and so on and so forth.
So basically, on a technicality, we got this right.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely.
Emerald was the colorful cartridges.
Yeah, Emerald was the last one that was actually specifically colored. So, but yeah, black 2 is correct. That is actually correct on a technicality. So that's 2 points for you guys so far today. So good job there. We're gonna bounce back to regions because Shamu dropped us an awesome question. I thought this was a magnificent question that he sent. So let me read this for you guys. So let me see. So we have a lot of regions that aren't in the main series games. We can go talk about Pokemon Ranger having its own region. We can even talk about Ore from Pokemon Coliseum NXD being a region that was made for a side game. But it turns out the TCG also came up with its own regions.
No.
2 of them specifically. So if you could name those 2, you get a point for each. This is your bonus point. So what are the 2 regions that are exclusive to the TCG?
Now, are you
They're
talking?
old. I have no idea.
Are you talking about like the TCG games or just the TCG in general?
The trading card game, like in its sets, they came up with
Okay.
spin-off regions.
Okay, sure. Sublime, you wouldn't happen to know the name of the region where the Delta Pokemon are, would you?
I would not. I was not playing at that point.
Okay.
Maybe it's just Delta. That's not a bad guess.
Okay. The Delta region or Delta Islands.
I have no idea.
Yeah, that's a really tough one. Do we want to eat our hint on this one or save it for the next one? Oh, hey, wait, wasn't one of them Holon, Holon? Because you could have like Holon Magnemite, Holon Electrode.
I have no idea. Maybe.
I like that as an answer. I don't know outside of that though. It's your call if we want to use our hint or maybe save it for the next one.
Let's save our hint.
Okay. So our answers.
I'm gonna need an answer.
So we'll say Delta Islands and Holon, Holon.
All right, so you guys are incredibly close. So I'm gonna do the correct noise because Holon is correct. That is the that is the region of like the Delta species. The other one, you're like really close. You got one of the 2 words right. It's the Southern Islands. So we had that set with with the Alolan Executor before Alolan Executor was a thing. So that was the Southern Islands. But you guys get 1 point, and you can still cash in the hint technically. So that is correct. So we're gonna
awesome job, Snag.
Yeah. So we're gonna continue. So the next one is actually going to be from Whimsicott again. I just wanted to mix in Shamu's in there. This one's actually a really cool question. I like this one a lot too. Which Z move has the highest possible base power? Not talking about which one is the strongest, but just the plain base power number. And so all you need to do is give I'll accept the type because I don't expect you to remember like what all the type names are, but maybe you do. I only know a handful of them off the top of my head.
So the strongest move I can think of off the top of my head is V-Create. So going off of that, I would assume it would be Fire.
What's the base power of V-Create?
180?
Okay. Well, here's the other thought. Like I've been looking at this. Explosion has a base power of 250, but Z Explosion is 200. So I mean, I don't know. That's the only thing that I really know is that Explosion has a base power of 250, and then the Z version of it is 200. I don't know if V-Create goes.
I think that means it caps out at 200, so there might be more than one type of Z move that can hit the maximum in that case.
That's not true. That's not true. That's not true. It's one type that actually does it.
Huh. Well, Explosion is higher than V-Create then, so maybe we should go with normal.
Unless they cap that one specific move. I don't know. I like it. But so we can either use our hint now, or should we try and save it and go for the extra?
I think we should go for the extra because we've been doing good so far.
All right. Yeah. Let's go with normal then.
You're gonna go with normal?
Yes.
That is unfortunately incorrect.
Nice.
So it turns out you guys were so close to getting it right. It is Inferno Overdrive because of V-Create. So every other move does cap out at 200, but V-Create is specifically programmed in the games to turn into Inferno Overdrive with a base power of 220. So it is fire. It is Z. It is so even though Z Explosion with a higher base power just gets dropped to 200, Inferno Overdrive actually gets cranked up to 220 when it's based off V Create.
So it was a specific move that got changed, but not the right way. Oh man.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sorry, Sublime, you had it, man.
Yeah, you guys were close. You were close. Okay, so but you guys are still at like 3 points. So that's the average. So we're gonna move on then to the question I ask you guys every week about your stat changes. You guys chose the fire type this week, so I'm gonna ask you, what fire type Pokemon has the highest base HP? That's what I want to know.
Is that the first one that's coming to mind? Is Emboar, but
There's higher than Emboar. Darmanitan has really high HP too, because it has to change when it's at half HP.
Oh, that's a good point.
I'm wondering if there's higher still.
So the one other one that's coming to mind right away is Volcanion. And the other one I threw out there just because we're on the legendary track is Primal Groudon.
It is definitely not Primal Groudon.
Okay, I figured you'd know that, but
Oh, what about Ho-Oh? Ho-Oh's pretty bulky.
It is bulky. That's true.
I think Ho-Oh is like no, it's not bulky like Lugia. Never mind.
Should we, since we can't cash it in, should we just use our hint to try and narrow it down?
I guess we might as well. Sure, let's use our hint on this one.
It's pure fire type.
Fire type. Okay, so that
no
scratches
secondary
out
typing.
Emboar, that scratches out Ho-Oh. I think that makes I'm leaning towards Darmanitan now.
Yeah. Although Darmanitan, when it does its form change, turns into Psychic.
But you can have a pure fire Darmanitan.
Oh, that's true, because that's only when it has the specific
ability.
Specific thing. Yeah. Yeah, we can go with it.
Okay, let's go.
That's your final answer?
Yes.
Okay, that is incorrect.
Darn it.
So you guys named everything in the top 5 except for the top 1. So the top slot goes to Entei with a base 115 HP. It's followed up.
Happy Pokemon usually.
Yeah, it's followed up by Emboar with a base 110. Followed up by Ho-Oh with a base 106. Followed up by Darmanitan with a base 105. Followed up yet again. Victini and Reshiram are the next two with base 100s. And then Primal Groudon with 100 as well. So you guys named like everything except for the top. I just sit here like watching you guys go down the list, and I'm just like, wow. So that gives you guys. That gives you 3 points.
Future City Feud. If we're playing Future City Feud,
yeah, you would have done all right. You just wouldn't have gotten the number 1 slot. Oh, I'd rather turn off the soundboard. People get that every week. So I forgot to turn off the soundboard before I change the points. So this changes like nothing in the standings, by the way. So let's jump into it. Okay, so Snag, you are still in first place now with 20 points. Woo. Followed up in second place by Jushiro with 14 points. Whimsicott is following up behind you with in third place with 13. Maximus in fourth with 11. Viger in fifth with 10. Dr. Shamu in sixth with 8. Scrawn in seventh with 7. Bo in 8th place with 5. And I guess I'm going to say Gator and Sublime are tied with 3. So there we go. All right, guys, that is it for PuCL's PokeQuiz this week. We hope you like that. If you want to keep up with PuCL throughout the week, you can go over to the main feed at PuCL Podcast, or you could, of course, just check us out on Discord. Link is in the show notes. You can always support the show in a number of ways by checking out our YouTube channel for more content. You can also check out our Twitch at twitch.tv/thepuklepodcast, and our YouTube is youtube.com/PuCLPodcast. You can, of course, help support the show in a variety of different ways. The first being checking out our TeePublic store, purchasing something. You could also go ahead and you can go subscribe to us on Twitch with the Twitch Prime membership, or you can go buy some Vite Ramen using code PuCL at checkout for a 10% discount. Or, more importantly, you can go to our Patreon at patreon.com/PuCLPodcast. But we hope you liked it, and we will catch you guys on the flip-flop.